When it comes to our favorite athletes or sports icons, the last thing we think of is welfare. Most making millions of dollars throughout their careers. Public assistance and multimillionaires do not go in the same category or the same sentence. But alas, here we are. There is a large sector of the country that makes more money than they can spend, but yet they continually pocket money meant for the less fortunate. But here we are, about to embark on a journey to tell the story of the welfare queen. A welfare queen is a derogatory term used to describe individuals who are perceived to misuse or abuse the welfare system, often through fraudulent means. While this term is mostly associated with black single mothers, it is perfectly what describes the alleged actions of NFL legend Brett Favre. In the great state of Mississippi, $77 million were inappropriately used from the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families Fund, not all attributed to Favre's alleged deception, but $5 million of which made its way to the University of Southern Mississippi's athletic department. The misuse of funds and authorities found deceit, but no one cared. In 2017 and 2018, his ill-gotten income ran over $500,000 a year. Dollars meant for one of the poorest, if not the poorest state in the U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson's War on Poverty helped create the modern-day safety net, a multitude of government programs designed to help the less fortunate get back on their feet. But in the case of the welfare queen of Mississippi, you could say that poverty was not present during this war. Brett Favre, at one time, was something of a folk hero. The Southern gunslinger who quarterbacked the Green Bay Packers the way we all quarterbacked our summer street ball games with irrational confidence. According to Favre himself, he was years into his pro career before he learned about nickel defenses and reading coverages. But Favre was blessed with a golden arm and threw his way to 3 league MVPs and 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 win and a spot in Canton when it was all said and done. Favre was just having fun out there, and we were all along for the ride. We watched as he made himself synonymous with one of football's oldest and most storied franchises. We cheered as he became the most prolific passer in NFL history, eventually becoming the all-time leader in yards, touchdowns, and wins. We were left in a solemn awe as he took the field the day after his father's passing and produced arguably the greatest performance of his career on Monday night versus the Raiders. He was everything you could possibly ask for in the most important position on one of the most popular teams in the country's most popular sport. Now, don't get me wrong, Favre always had his issues. Favre says he went to rehab 3 separate times for addiction to pain pills and alcohol. He played some of his best football while battling addiction, but it finally caught up to him. In 1996, he held a press conference to announce he was voluntarily entering the league's substance abuse program. The following January, he led the Packers to a 35-21 win over the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 31. Favre's addiction made him more sympathetic, especially considering he admitted his problem and seemingly overcame it. Everyone loves a redemption story, and hey, what's a hero without some flaws and adversity, right? Until the mask slipped off. First came Petty Brett, a few years of will he or won't he retirement talk as the Packers prepared to transition to first-round pick Aaron Rodgers. He can be forgiven for that even after maneuvering his way to the rival Vikings. A certain amount of resentment can be expected from a legend who felt he was pushed out because of his time. Maybe he's less of a Wrangler-wearing good old boy and more of an entitled diva. Whatever, no big deal. Then came 2010, when 3 women accused Favre of varying degrees of harassment, ranging from sending explicit pictures of himself to repeated unwanted advances. Favre denied sending the pictures and was fined $50,000 by the National Football League. Not for any wrongdoing, but for not cooperating with the league's investigation. How about that? It is incidents like this that make some believe they can get away with anything as if they are above the law, especially a lot of our sports figures, and none more than a lot of the all-time greats. Favre's reputation took a hit, but those wouldn't be the last inappropriate texts Brett would send. In 2017 and 2018, Favre was paid a total of $1.1 million for a series of speeches and appearances at various events. The only problem? Favre never attended these events. Mississippi Department of Human Services paid federal funds to 2 nonprofits who then, under the direction of Governor Phil Bryant, illegally disseminated those funds to individuals and businesses, Brett Favre being among them. You might ask yourself, why would a man who made upwards of $140 million during his playing career need to defraud Mississippi's welfare system? Well, because of sport. Sometimes it is just the competition of it all. Sometimes it is the adrenaline rush of knowing that you can still get away with running afoul of the law. His alma mater, Southern Mississippi, where his daughter was a volleyball player, needed a new volleyball facility. And what a better time to get one when your child is playing on the team. Using this money and bringing more exposure to the university is a good thing, right? That exposure brings more money to the university and thus the state. He was possibly doing the people a favor by taking away an option. And let's be honest, how can all those poors pull themselves up by their bootstraps if they're busy clutching all those government handouts? For the record, Favre denies any knowledge that the money was obtained illegally despite this very shady sounding text message asking, if you were to pay me, is there any way the media can find out where it came from and how much? Never mind that he is a multi-millionaire. Never mind that he was taking money from those who truly needed it, whether he knew it was for welfare recipients or not. Favre's only concern was, will anyone find out? And as if the sexual harassments were not bad enough, we should all be disgusted by a man who became wealthy through the support, belief, and grace of those less fortunate than himself, who then abused his position at the expense of those same fans. Brett eventually paid back the initial fraudulent payments. Favre repaid $500,000 in 2020 and $600,000 in 2021. That is a lot of money being paid for someone that felt they did nothing wrong. The state's auditor filed a motion that Favre must repay another $729,000 in interest. So what does Brett Favre do after this? In return, Brett files 3 separate defamation lawsuits from his alleged activity. He sued Mississippi State's auditor Shawn White, Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe, and YouTuber Pat McAfee, stating that White shamelessly and falsely attacked his good name. What a laugh. The Sharpe suit was dismissed and Pat McAfee got off with a public apology, but the auditor's case was approved to move forward. This is the way that you take the heat off of yourself, by bringing more publicity. Isn't that nice? But this is what heroes do.
Because that's what heroes do.
Ask for forgiveness while admitting no wrongdoing. Paying back money when you know that you have done nothing wrong. Suing people on reporting the findings that were out there for the world to see. Go back home to your millions and continue living your best life. But I am sure all the families who went hungry in 2017 and 2018 will be in the front row cheering on Southern Mississippi volleyball this summer. Nothing distracts you from hunger more than a brand new facility and a volleyball team winning at life. Go Golden Eagles, straight to the top. All right, disclaimer. Brett Favre has not had his day in court, so all of these allegations are alleged. Even though he paid back some of the money, these are allegations. It has never been a proven fact. I just would like to make these things clear because I don't want Petty LaBelle or Petty for the World coming at me saying I defamed him or besmirched his good name, whatever name that he has out here in the streets. What I will say is I don't understand how this man is walking free after he defrauded the government. No time in jail, wasn't arrested, nothing happened to him. But once again, these are allegations, and I just wanted to make that clear. Also, I forgot to tell you, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, especially if you're new around here. We're trying to do some different things, expand the reach a little bit. We're trying to grow. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, and I need your help. So don't forget to hit that notification bell so you are aware when I come up with new videos, because I got a lot of bullets in the chamber. Being that I'm doing more than just Baltimore Ravens news right now, I'm able to expand and pre-record other videos. Therefore, I can just bring them out at any time. It's like bam, 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 bam. So make sure that you stay notified, and I do appreciate you all. And until next time, I'm going to do it. It's your boy.